Alfredo Art, and we played on this. It was on this court.
Yeah, that's good.
What year was that? I know, because I'm struck. Even DJ doesn't know. It was Alfredo Art's first season.
13 years
Yeah, I
ago.
saw that. I was like, I could name all of them.
Yeah.
But canny.
Can you?
Yeah. No one's got everybody.
Oh, really?
Not-
Oh, well,
Let's go.
Time to grind, get inside your mind. Yeah, we working overtime. That's the only way to climb. We gon' make it in our prime. Signing on the dotted line, cashing checks left and right. That's the way I'm living life. I feel alive when I got a goal in sight. Chip away, I gotta fight. Ain't nobody else in sight. Man, I think I see the light. Yeah, that is so bright. Follow me, I got the guide. See you on the other side, son. Ain't nobody know what I've been through. Ain't nobody know what I can do. I'm ready to go into battle. I'll put on a show, razzle dazzle. I'm about to take off. Never gonna stop till I'm chilling at the top, yeah. No, I'm about to take off. Never gonna stop till I'm chilling at the top, yeah. So get out my way, I'm here to stay. You can try another day, yeah. Cause I love the taste of winning the race. Gold medal, first place, yeah. Never gonna stop till I'm chilling at the top, yeah. Gonna stop till I'm chilling at the top, yeah. Never gonna stop till I'm chilling at the top, yeah. Gonna stop till I'm chilling at the top, yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Loddon Valley at the heart of Berkshire. It is wheelchair basketball here as the Reading Rockets take on the Cardiff Met Archers. Reading currently 9-0, looking for a perfect 10 here in front of their home crowd. John Hobbs, Steph Johnson keeping you company here today. And Steph, these two teams have met already this season, all the way back in September. Reading coming away with a 78-40 victory. Cardiff coming off a defeat last time out against Coventry. They'll want to improve their fortunes here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a really, really tight game, only losing by 3 points. So they will definitely be wanting to bounce back from that. Highly talented team. You can absolutely give this Rockets team a good game. Obviously, you know, this Rockets team, they're preparing for Prem. You know, that's what they've got their sights on. So they're going to play in a way that's what they're getting ready for. Absolutely.
And at home, Reading have swept the board, really, haven't they, with all the teams that have come before them winning by double digits and then some. What do Cardiff have to do today to, you know, really frustrate Reading and make this game a competitive one?
Yeah, they've got to just not let them do what they want to do, which I know sounds really simple, but, you know, get a defensive positioning, go and stop some chairs, go and whack these guys. Don't just let them push into the key and at will score under the basket. Because as you know, when you get those, you get confidence, and that's not what you want these guys to do. They've got some incredible shooting potential with their team, and if you're just going to let them push into the key and make layups and finishes all day, this game's not going to go their way. So I'd like to see Cardiff be brave, which I haven't seen against a lot of opposition against the Rockets, where they come out the key a little bit more, keep a bit of a higher defensive line, stop some chairs, and actually make them have to run some offense to create shots. If you make them have to do that and they score, okay, that's basketball, but don't just let them push into the key, have one pass and a finish, which is kind of what we've seen them do against other teams. So I want to see them go and compete. Go and compete, stop some chairs, make Rockets have to play, make Rockets have to work together, move the ball and create offense, not just let the offense come to them.
Starting fives for the two teams, starting with the hometown Reading Rockets. Tom Elliott-Smith, Liam Barker, Lanray Sawami, Lewis Edwards and Mo Alamari. For the Cardiff Met Archers, they'll be going with Olivia Phillips, Liam Holt, Dan May, Sam Hill and Jade Atkin. Jade Atkin, of course, a Great Britain international, recently played at the European Para Championships in the summer in Rotterdam. Great experience there, the number 13 for Cardiff. What will she bring to the table?
Yeah, she's phenomenal to watch. So she's a great scoring ability. Got a nice inside finish. Can shoot from the outside. She's a physical presence. She's competitive, and I really hope that's what goes through this Cardiff team to play against this Rockets team.
The pride of South Wales, the Cardiff Met Archers. Of course, it was one of Sarah Wagstaff's priorities as her in her position at the university to get a wheelchair team representing Cardiff, and here they are today at Loddon Valley. Reading 9-0 at the moment in Division 1 South of the Wheelchair Basketball League. Cardiff 6th at the moment on a 5-2 mark. As we get set for action, Sam Hill and Tom Elliott-Smith will get us underway. Of course, Tom Elliott-Smith, such a dominating presence inside for the Rockets, who win the tip. And straight away, Lewis Edwards under the basket. And here is Elliott-Smith short with his jumper. Barker. And the free throw line jumper is good from Sawami. And Reading off the mark here at Loddon Valley. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Reading Rockets YouTube channel. Great to have you on board on a Sunday afternoon as the Met Archers straight away down the other end. As Edwards is fouled. Ollie Gareth Salter with that finish. Game tied at 2. Lewis Edwards to the line for 2 shots. And Lewis Edwards, Steph, what a season he's had for the Rockets. Came into the team a little late, averaging 19 assists, rebounds, 10 rebounds and 21 points a game, a triple-double average for Lewis Edwards. What a player he is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a nice pickup, right? Kind of 3/4 of the way through the season. So yeah, and do you know what? He's brought so much experience and maturity to this team as well. Not just playing ability, and an absolutely lovely guy as well. Really lovely guy.
Spent some time overseas, a Paralympic bronze medalist in Tokyo. Lewis Edwards, the number 10 for the Rockets. Nearly had back-to-back triple-doubles in the last few home fixtures for the Rockets as Atkin misses the 2, picked up by Hill, who misses from 6 feet, and Atkin steals it off Liam Barker, but the ball goes out of bounds. Reading will pick up possession.
Yeah, and that's that competitiveness I was saying we wanted. You know, go for those. Go on, please, if you can knock it out of his hands. Whereas being shy just to kind of get back and defend, yeah, try and get some of those, and that's exactly what she'll bring. She isn't going to let Liam have a nice time out there. Good for her.
Edwards driving to the hoop. Here is Liam Barker. Inside, Elliott-Smith goes glass.
Yeah, and that's a great little shot. If you looked at the game from last week, I mean, that's his spot. Tom will push into there, just off the backboard, loves that shot. And that's what I was saying, you don't let him have that again. You got to push him out, make him do something else. Don't let him get confident from that spot.
Griffith Salter is being marked heavily there by Edwards. Here is Atkin. Atkin with 4 to shoot for Cardiff. Atkin puts it up, puts it in. Jade Atkin starting off brilliantly here for Cardiff.
Yeah, this is what we want to see. We want to see baskets going backwards and forwards. This is much better basketball. You know, Rockets are really going to have to play, and it may show up some things that have been weaknesses that other teams haven't quite picked up on. So this is a great start.
Tom Elliott-Smith there with his first field goal of the day. Here is Atkin right now. Inside it goes, blocked by Elliott-Smith. The attempt from Sam Hill. And here is Edwards in transition. Reading love to play on the fast break, and that's why.
It's such great chair positioning. You know, it's all good and well pushing down the court, but you see how he just turned his chair just to keep the defender behind him. And when you're behind, there's very little you can do to adjust that in the wheelchair game.
Cardiff going in transition themselves. The finish from Liam Holt for his first score. And it's a case of anything you can do, I can do as well.
Absolutely.
Edwards. 9-6 in favour of Reading. Inside it goes. Elliott Smith again going off the glass, and Tom Elliott-Smith showing what he is made of here in the early going, and a player with a lot of similarities to Great Britain international Lee Manning, with 2 quick field goals, and in transition again, Reading break, and Liam Barker with the lay-in.
Yeah, if you look, in every game that Rockets have played, they play a press on defence really early from the get-go. They kind of show teams how they're going to play, and it was a bit sloppy the first couple of minutes, but that's kind of what you're used to seeing with Rockets, that kind of real high pressing defence.
Baseline shot is no good from Griffiths-Salter, but he gets his own rebound on the loose ball and is now looking for options. Sawami tips it away, but not good enough, and the shot from Holt goes high off the glass, and here is Longway Sawami, who's a good mid-range shooter, but known mainly for his defense. Elliott Smith at the foul line. Liam Barker, slow to get going at the moment. Liam Barker, the number 5. This is his first field goal attempt of the game. And away come Cardiff, down 13-6 as we enter the halfway point of this first quarter. And Ollie Griffiths-Salter with the score. And this is uncharacteristic from Coach Grant Barker, calling a timeout relatively early in the first quarter. And it's like we were talking about, you know, if you're going to make this game competitive, if you're Cardiff, you really attack them and, you know, attack Reading and make things difficult in every opportunity, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I think this is what the Rockets team haven't had for a number of months, is a team that's really tested them defensively. You know, we look at the scorers, they'll all be able to score. There won't be a game this year against anyone where our scorers can't score, but can they stop someone else? Can they get their defense tight enough? You know, down there, it was loose, they backed off. You can't do that against a Cardiff team. What we were saying we want Cardiff to do to Rockets have got to come out, stop chairs. You know, they're so used to kind of allowing that to happen, and teams missing. These guys don't miss. You know, they're not missing those shots. So Coach Barker won't be happy of how, I would say, soft their defense is for the Rockets. That's not their potential on defense. So they're going to have to tighten that up and play, I'm not saying aggressively, but more competitively, or Cardiff are going to take this quarter.
Absolutely. Cardiff currently shooting 4 for 9 from the field. Reading 6 of 8 from the field. And they hold a 13-8 lead, but Cardiff in the early going certainly making life difficult, as Lewis Edwards now has the ball. Here is Barker. Edwards. Reading love to play in transition, but do like to pass it around the perimeter. But again, that defense from Cardiff, suffocating defense. Barker with 5 on the shot clock. Edwards from the elbow gets the foul, so Lewis Edwards will go back to the line. Or in fact, it'll be his second trip to the foul line. There you go with the tongue-tied.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis is so good with his chair control. He's really smart to turn his chair at the right time, just pick up those fouls that for us are quite difficult to see. But he's very, very clever in his chair.
This is the first free throw. Lewis Edwards, a 69% foul shooter for the season. And as said, has been an integral part of this Reading team that is currently 9-0. Misses the second. Elliott Smith on the follow. And another whistle has gone. In fact, no, it's been wiped out. Well, we all make mistakes, and even table officials are prone to one every now and then. No disrespect to the table officials that might be watching. As Atkins' pass finds Dan May, who misses the layup. Dan May had to really reach to get it. And into the game for the first time, Zach Geary. Zach Geary with the find. Lewis Edwards dumps it off, and Liam Barker finishes.
Yeah, nice to see Zach getting involved. He's stepped up big time from the Rockets Division 2 team. A great player in there as well, but he's shown real maturity, worked super hard to get onto this roster as well, so it's great to see him on court.
Liam Holt just about collected the pass. Atkin. Liam Barker all over. Here is Griffith Salter looking for options. 5 on the shot clock for Cardiff. And Atkin couldn't quite hang on to the pass. And a turnover from the Archers as Will Bishop will check in for the first time. And Liam Holt will take a seat. 4:16 remaining in the first, and Reading have a 9-point lead. Score-wise, it seems like business as usual, really, for the hometown Rockets, but Cardiff have pushed the league leaders here in the early going as Edwards has the ball. Reading sort of finding their groove at the moment, but there's the shot and the score as Elliott Smith now has 6. Now a little full court pressure here from the Rockets. Playing Cardiff, it seems, at their own game. Cardiff, though, beat the trap. Dan May looking for options and finds no one but Tom Elliott-Smith. And this is trademark wheelchair basketball. Thy name is the Reading Rockets.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's their game. They love full court pressure, get a steal just over the halfway line, and they're incredibly difficult to stop. Those guys are so quick. Liam, Lewis, you get them ahead on a break, and they're incredibly difficult to stop.
Liam Barker, a junior pathway international for Great Britain, looking to break into the senior mould as the shot no good there from Dan May. And here comes Lewis Edwards. Lewis Edwards looking for Alamari, but instead finds Barker again. Liam Barker quickly now on to 6.
Yeah, nice patience there, and I think, you know, Cardiff did the right thing. When you've got quick players, sometimes you send 2 people over, just stop them. You know, you have to make a decision of what you're going to do. You kind of sit in between someone, but they did the right thing. They stopped the chairs. You know, Liam did look to a great cut, great spacing.
Atkin finds May. May to Hill, and Hill's baseline shot is money.
Nice find, bit of a mismatch down there, which Reading will need to change on their next defence.
First field goal for Sam May. She's now 1 for 3 from the field. Barker, Elliott-Smith. Barker again. 6 to shoot. Elliott-Smith a 3. That's off the back iron. Elliott-Smith, though, gets the rebound, dumps it off. Barker misses the layup. Gets another attempt, and Sam Hill. 48 remaining in the first. Here is Geary. Edwards, all the time in the world for Lewis Edwards, almost daring him to shoot, goes inside, gets the foul, and 1.
Yeah, again, such good use of his chair, kind of seeing the gap, but you still got to be skillful to get through that gap and not cause contact, or not cause contact that stops yourself.
Of course, contact in the wheelchair game as opposed to the able-bodied, just that little bit greater. Only the slightest can really, like, hamper how you're going to actually approach that shot and how you drive to the hoop.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you're going straight, and someone just nudges you slightly and just tips you off. It's amazing how much it does affect your shot.
Griffith Salter back into the game and on the ball for the Archers. Atkin nearly got it stolen away from Edwards. Atkin still finds a bit of room. That's pretty from Jade Atkin. What a move.
That was brilliant. Just a quick use of a little fake, get them to commit, hands off wheels. You know, if you've not got your hands on your wheels, you can't move. So took advantage of that, pushed in, great finish.
At the other end, Elliott-Smith says thank you very much to Lewis Edwards off the feed. 28-12, minute remaining. As Will Bishop keeps the ball alive as Lewis Edwards was going for the steal. Griffith Salter. 10 on the shot clock. Atkin for Cardiff. Atkin going for the 2. Good defense from Liam Barker. And Tom Elliott-Smith the rebound. Away comes Edwards. 10 points in transition for the Rockets, as Hill did very well to deflect that pass away. Barker, a long two. In fact, that's a three. And Hill with the rebound. Away come the Archers, shooting 50% from the field in this first period. Bishop, nice pass inside, and Atkin with the finish. Great find from Bishop.
Yeah, great vision there. Really good positioning, great vision, perfect pass.
And just the right way to end the first quarter for the visitors. They do trail by 14, 28-14. However, a really good bright spell from the visitors, and they'll be quite happy with how this first quarter is gone, especially if you're Coach Caroline Matthews. You're going to be really pleased with how how the first quarter has transpired. However, transition buckets have really hampered them.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's where Rockets teams do punish people. Now, this is a good shooting team, which they haven't come up against, but they will still get their fast break. But I think Rockets will still be frustrated at how many baskets they've allowed, but this is a good team, and I think it will show any slight weaknesses or tweaks that they've got to make to their defense, but they haven't really been challenged yet massively this season, and it's what they want. If you're preparing to go up, you want to be pushed, you want to be challenged. And I know they're kind of been getting some friendlies against the teams above to see kind of where that gap is. But this is great. This is such good competition that they'll be pleased with. I see the guys each week, and yes, of course they love winning, but they're all a bit like, come on, like we want someone to come and play us. They're competitive. They don't want to go and win games by 60. And I know people go, yes, they do. They don't. They don't want to go out and not have to be pushed and not have to work on what they're doing at training because people don't guard them in a way they guard each other at training. So they'll be enjoying this game, frustrated at things that aren't going as well as they should, but they'll be pleased with how the game is going and how competitive Cardiff are, and they're making them have to adjust how they play. Yeah. That's exactly what they need.
Absolutely, and Cardiff right now led by Ollie Griffiths-Salter, who has 4 points. Leading the way is Jade Atkin with 6 on 3 for 5 shooting. Leading all scorers currently at the moment is Tom Elliott-Smith, 12 points on 6 for 8 shooting. And you can throw in 5 rebounds for good measure as we begin the second quarter. And what is also good to see is we've got a smattering of Cardiff fans here in attendance. Cardiff are very well represented in all forms of basketball, able-bodied and wheelchair. And they have brought a few supporters with them today, which is great to see as Atkin has it. And here is Griffiths-Salter. Sawami guarding. Inside Atkin, wild shot, and from here it actually looked good, but actually missed everything. She wanted a foul as Edwards comes up with it. 3 on 2, Cardiff have the advantage, but now everyone is back. Edwards looking for options, shot clock is winding down, has to put it up, and Bishop collects the loose change. Into the game for the first time, Mike Carruthers. Griffiths-Salter looking for options. Good find to Bishop, but Reese Barker into the game for the first time with the steal, and here it is again. Lewis Edwards in transition, lays it up and in. Great find from Reese Barker.
Yeah, nice. So Cardiff kind of ran a one out, nearly got it. Reese just read it, got in position and cut it off. But yeah, they'll be smart to that.
Well, they don't call that the Hail Mary here in Reading, I guess. Here is May. May has a bit of room to put it up. May, who missed his first shot from that range rather horribly, now faring a little better, but still missed. Sawami dumps it off Reese Barker. Alamari, the shot off the glass is money. Mo Alamari from mid-range. First field goal for him. That was his first field goal attempt as well. Griffiths-Salter. Suffocating defense from Zach Geary.
Yeah, Zach's a phenomenal defender. Works super hard, always communicates. I love it when I'm defending on the same side as him. He just shouts at me what to do.
Shot clock was winding down for Atkin, who missed the 2, and here is Edwards. Cardiff doing exceptionally well to try and limit as many fast break points as possible for Reading. Reading at the moment with 12 of their 32 points in transition. But different teams across this league have given Reading different tests, haven't they? And Cardiff right now are trying to limit Reading's fast break opportunities. And even though they're trailing by 18, have found some success, as May has a bit of room. Edwards now shrinks that room, but May puts it up anyway. And Reece Barker with the loose ball, and away come Reading again with Sawami. And on the fast break, Lewis Edwards, and there's the commentator's curse.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Cardiff's defense, they're doing good. As I say, they're competing, they're stopping chairs, they're making them do something different, but God, to stop that break is tough.
No team in Division 1 are hanging with Reading on fast break points right now, as Griffith Salter gets fouled and nearly had the three-point play opportunity, instead settles for 2 at the line. Griffith Salter, a classification 2.5 player. And Steph, in Division 1, you know, each 5 on the floor has to have a total classification of 14.5. As the classification goes from 1 to 5.
Yep, that's correct. So you'll see both Cardiff and Reading have got a 5 in Sam Hill from Cardiff and Reece Barker, who's currently on the floor. So that's the 2 5s that we've got, 1 from each team. So yeah, and obviously it's the coach's jobs to ensure that you don't go over those classification points. And it is an immediate technical foul on the coach if they do put a team out that goes over that 14.5.
As Reece Barker off the glass, shades of Greg Warburton from Reece Barker. We'll touch more on the classification in just a moment as Akin has the ball. Here is Griffith Salter. Early stages of the second here as May goes inside, goes glass himself. As again, the gap is shrunk just a little bit, only 18 points. Reading still comfortably in the lead. But some good brief spells here from the visitors as they continue to make life just that little bit difficult for the league leaders, who are protecting a 9-0 mark here in Division 1 South. Geary. Reece Barker. Reece Barker going along the baseline, but too strong with his layup attempt. As Callum Williams prepares to check in for the first time for Cardiff. Here is Edwards off the steal. Edwards going to Reece Barker under the basket. Zach Geary is fouled. And Zach Geary will go to the foul line. And we touched, Steph, on classifications just earlier as Liam Barker will check in and Lewis Edwards will head to the bench as Mike Carruthers heads to the bench for Cardiff, and as said, Callum Williams checks in. But there's each different numbers for classification. Just for the viewers at home that are watching and are not quite sure, what do those classifications mean, 1 to 5?
So you've got your able-bodied, which will be your 5, right down to 1. And it's the deciding factor from the kind of medical officer once you send all your kind of documents off and scans and things as to what your disability is when in a chair. And there's some real grey areas, and you know, I'm sure frustratingly there's some players out there who are currently what we call unclassifiable, and I'm hoping for their sake that changes. It's always due to be changed. So yeah, so you get this kind of magic number, which is your classification number.
And here is Williams, who is a classification 4 player. Passed off, Salter deflected away by Barker, and Zach Geary says thank you very much and now proceeds up the court. Zach Geary looking for Barker. It was a risky pass, especially with 2 Cardiff players all over him. And still 16 on the shot clock for the Rockets, leading by 20. Reading currently 70% from the field. They have the highest field goal percentage in Division 1 South, kind of unsurprisingly considering they're 9-0. Here is Barker, going glass himself. Reece Barker, his brother, collects the rebound, and he misses under the basket. And Ollie Griffiths-Salter collects the rebound.
Yeah, sort of rare misses from the Barkers there. They won't be happy with that. I'm sure they want to rectify that next time down the floor.
Atkin finding a bit of daylight, going inside, spinning around, gets fouled. And Jade Atkin will go to the foul line. And Jade Atkin, originally from Portsmouth. Not too far away, I guess, from Reading.
No, lovely place, lovely place. We have her sister Adele here watching, another very talented wheelchair basketball player.
Absolutely, both selected for the GB Junior Women's Training Squad. They actually attended their first camps in 2018. Jade making the GB squad for the European Para Championships in the summer as an offensive foul has been called. And Cardiff will get the ball back. 4:46 remaining in the second period. It's a second foul on Reece Barker.
Coach Barker not quite too happy with that call, looking at his body language.
Grant Barker, a very animated coach, isn't he? As Jade Atkin goes inside and scores. Good spell this from the Archers, who again just narrow the gap ever so slightly. It's 21-38. Barker dumps it off. Excuse me, that was Reece Barker dumping off Liam Barker with the miss. As Olivia Phillips prepares to come in for the Archers. There was a slight change to the starting five. She was amongst the starters, but Ollie Griffiths-Salter took her place at the last second. So this will be her first action of the game as Liam Barker behind the back. That's pretty. The extra pass, Alamari. And Barker at the second attempt with the finish, and that deserved a basket.
Absolutely. I think Liam would have liked the assist to Mo, but thanks, Reece. The brothers will be talking tonight, it's all right.
Well, he got it at the second attempt. That's what matters, I guess. Three-pointer on the way, and it's money from May.
People that don't play wheelchair basketball not appreciate how difficult that shot is, how much upper body strength you need to shoot a three in a chair. It's an incredible shot.
And given my experiences of playing wheelchair basketball for all of 2 minutes at the European Para Championships event, an event I was honoured to be at, and actually attempted wheelchair basketball, I can certainly tell you it's difficult. It's difficult. Here is Barker. Dumps it off to Reece. Reece off balance, gets it, and a foul. Great sequence of play here from the Rockets.
Yeah, he'd be pleased with that. Makes up for the offensive foul earlier, which he would have been frustrated about.
And Reece Barker now with his second field goal of this game. Now there's a chance for the three-point play as Dan May subs out. That was his third foul. And Olivia Phillips comes in. As referee's just making sure that the table officials counted the 2 points there, and now they're on the scoreboard as Reece Barker with the free throw. Reece Barker, only a 50% free throw shooter for the season. And right now, Reading, who had suffered a little bit in the last couple of minutes from a good spell from Cardiff, now responding with a spell of their own.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is what you're going to see. You're not going to see them make errors after error after error after error. You'll see maybe a couple of offenses, a couple of defenses. You've got very talented, experienced players there. They're going to fix the things that are going wrong. So I don't think you'll see a long period of play of Rockets not doing what they need to do. They'll make their adjustments. They'll change what he's doing. They'll talk within each other, and they'll fix things, which is what you should see. You know, that's what sport's like. It has its ups and downs. You just don't want the downs to be too long, really, especially when you're trying to achieve that next level. You know, minimizing those errors and mistakes and periods of play that are poor or below your standard. You've got to make sure you're rectifying those. So I don't think you'll see long periods of play from Rockets like that. But fair play to Cardiff. You know, they are finding ways to break this Rockets defence down, and it's smart of them. They're going to that again and again, which is smart. When you find one way to break it, why go to anything else?
Absolutely,
keep going to that till they fix it, and then you look for another option. But if they're not finding it, keep going.
Tom Elliott-Smith leading all scorers at the moment, 12 points on 6 for 8 shooting. Liam Barker with 11, recovering from a slow start as Jade Atkin leads the way with 9. Lungway Sawami just coming onto the court now, and there was a really fun Instagram reel on the Reading Rockets Instagram channel. If you haven't followed them already on the Reading Rockets YouTube channel, why haven't you? They're on Rockets Reading, showing Sawami and Maddie Martin, who obviously isn't here today for personal reasons, with a really fun video of what it's like to be a wheelchair basketball player. So much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for us, that's what we want to break down, is all the things people are not scared, but apprehensive to say. And no one's offended by it. And when they realise actually they joke more than anybody. They take the mickey out of each other more than we ever would, which I know there's trust and understanding, but it's just to break some of those barriers down.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because some people say, why do you buy basketball shoes? Well, because they're basketball players. But it's, you know, but it is fun, and we want people to be free to ask, and to definitely ask. If you don't know, ask them.
Ask, yeah, definitely.
You know, but I think sometimes we're nervous to ask because we're going to offend, and they're not. They're so difficult to offend. If you hear how they speak with each other, you'd ask them anything.
Absolutely, and also fiercely intelligent people as well. I remember having a chat with probably one of the greatest, one of the top all-round women's wheelchair basketball players in Bo Kramer of the Netherlands, and she's actually, you know, got her degree as a physiotherapist and is currently training to be a biomedical scientist. So there's a lot of intelligence. It does, doesn't it? I know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, it's the breaking the barriers down and the asking the things you don't understand.
2:45 remaining in the second as Elliott-Smith collects the rebound there off the miss. And here is Sawami, who keeps medical tape wherever he goes, apparently. And here is Elliott-Smith. Nice pass inside, but it's a 3-second violation. Zach Geary just camped out a little too long there.
Yeah, 3 seconds in the game feels so quick in wheelchair. I think, you know, you're not able to quite move quite as quick than in the running game. But yeah, you do have to watch your seconds. And as long as you're being seen to try and come out, because if you watch sometimes it's so cramped in the key you can't get out. And as long as you're showing you can, or you're verbalising you're trying to, the referees won't call it.
Here is Phillips. Williams with the pride of the Welsh flag on his wheelchair. Griffiths-Salter, 4 to shoot. Atkin's got to put it up. Atkin misses everything, and Elliott-Smith with the loose change. Here is Edwards. It's 2-on-1 right now, so Edwards has to slow it down. Final 2 minutes of the second. Edwards, what a pass to Sawami. One bounce, dumps it off, and Elliott-Smith will go to the foul line. And you could sense that Edwards wanted Sawami to just go for the layup. Instead, actually, I think a 3-second violation's been called. No foul. Grant Barker protesting that should have been a foul.
Yeah, pretty quick 3 seconds there, I'd say. I was just saying it feels quick. That one felt even quicker. So yeah, Coach Barker a bit frustrated by that. He was looking for the foul rather than the 3 seconds, understandably.
Atkin. Cardiff methodical at the moment with their offense. Here is Phillips along the baseline. Griffiths-Salter looking to put the moves on Geary. 3 to shoot, and the finish from Atkin. A lot of the offense right now going through the GB star Jade Atkin, and she has 11. Sawami. Edwards. Looking for options. Sawami at the foul line, exactly where he put the first shot earlier, but misses on that occasion. Reading shooting just under 60% from the field. Still a high number here in this first half. Griffiths-Salter along the baseline, finds a bit of room over Edwards, rattles it in. And again, another good spell here from Cardiff.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've gone to that same spot. They've played a kind of two-player game on this wing down here. Rockets haven't communicated it quite right. They've jumped and not rotated quite as they want to. And they've had two baseline shots, so they need to adjust that defensively.
Final 45 seconds of the half here. O'Donovan putting up a 2. That's short. PG O'Donovan into the game for the first time for the Rockets. Averaging around 2 points a game. And here is Griffiths-Salter. 8 to shoot for Cardiff. Griffiths-Salter has to put up something, puts it up. Just about rattles around and goes out as Edwards has it. Final seconds of the half. Elliott Smith again.
That's where you just don't want to allow Tom to just push and get on that block. It's really difficult to then guard it, which is where I was saying if you can push your defense a little bit higher, push him wide, don't just let him push straight down onto that block.
And he moves on to 14, and that was the final action of the first half. Cardiff deciding to let the clock wind down, and that is half-time. Reading Rockets lead 45 to 28 over the Cardiff Met Archers, and despite the scoreline being as wide as it is, it's not a reflection on how this game has gone, Steph.
No, not at all. I kind of keep looking at the score going, oh, I'm surprised we're up that much. It doesn't feel like that. You know, Cardiff are really making the Rockets work. You take out those kind of fast breaks that are really tricky to stop, and this game's really different, which I know that's a Rockets' strength. But when they've got Rockets in the half court, Cardiff have done a really, really good job and you know, forced Rockets to miss shots, 3-second calls, and that's all come from when they can get them in the half court. Those fast breaks, they're going to be tough for them, but they're doing a good job. They've definitely slowed them down. But yeah, when they're in the half court, tremendous job defensively.
Absolutely.
And Cardiff are going to what they do well, that baseline shot for all of them. That's a great shot for them, and they're finding it. You know, they're working together, they're picking, they're getting the right people open. They're doing a great job.
Tom Elliott-Smith leading the way for the Rockets with 14 points on 7 for 9 shooting. Liam Barker close behind on 11. Elliott-Smith has 7 boards, Barker has 5, as the Reading Rockets have out-rebounded Cardiff 25 to 12 in this first half. Jade Atkin leading the way on 5 for 10 shooting on 11 points. She has played all 20 minutes. And kind of an interesting statistic is Reading have scored 9 points in second chance points, 14 points in transition. Cardiff have not troubled the scoring on either of those statistics. That's quite a telling one, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. The Rockets team, they're so fast, so defensively they can stop you really, really high. It's quite difficult to break on them. You know, if you don't get stopped by Lewis or by Tom or by Liam, you know, one of those two or three, sorry, are gonna stop those chairs. And whether it makes that long pass hard, I think Cardiff had one time they tried to send a long pass and Reece picked it off. That's not a pass you can make against these guys. You know, you need to do short passes, get it over the half, get it into half court. I think they're gonna struggle to break on this team.
Absolutely. Well, we're at half-time here at Loddon Valley. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in roughly 8 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Loddon Valley as the Reading Rockets wheelchair team lead 45-28 against the Cardiff Met Archers as we prepare for the second half here on the Reading Rockets YouTube channel. John Hobbs, Steph Johnson keeping me company here, and I've now unmuted Steph's microphone. I did not do anything there.
So kind of you, thank you.
I say as I frantically am pressing a button. But it's been an exciting half of basketball. It's not really reflective of the score right now, and Cardiff have been competitive against this Reading Rockets team. It's certainly been one of the more competitive home fixtures for the Rockets.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great for everyone to see. That's what everybody wants. You know, everybody wants a competitive game that you go and try and stop these guys. They're stoppable. You know, they make mistakes. They're stoppable. But you've got to put yourself out there and you've got to go and stop chairs and not allow them just to push on that break. And I'm sure Cardiff will continue to do that, trying to eliminate or stop or slow down Rockets' break.
Last time these two teams met down in South Wales, Reading won convincingly, 78-40. Liam Barker had 24 points on that day. Tom Elliott-Smith with the first score of the second half had 22. And right now, he has 16. Atkin driving along the baseline, dumps it off. Hill finishing. No, she doesn't get it. Gets it at the second attempt and puts it in.
Yeah, great pick there by Sam. Well read, pushed in. Really smart play by those two.
Barker. Inside, Elliott-Smith. Thank you very much. Tom Elliott-Smith off the feed from Liam Barker. Liam Barker now with 6 assists in this game.
Again, that's where we see Tom just pushing straight to that block, which Cardiff just get in front of him, push him out a little bit, make him do something else. Definitely got it within them.
Griffiths-Salter battling with Sawami as Atkin puts it up, and she is fouled on the shot, and I think that'll be... Well, I thought it was on Tom Elliott-Smith. It looks like actually it might have been on someone else. Looks like it might have been on Sawami. Either way, Jade Atkin makes the first free throw. Well, Mo Alamari is the only player that's on 2 fouls for the Rockets, so it's actually been on adjudged to be on Mo Alamari. That'll be his 3rd foul. Either way, we continue to go as under the basket, Ollie Griffiths-Salter fouls Tom Elliott-Smith.
Yeah, Tom hoping to have got that foul in the act of shooting. The referee's having none of it. Little smile from Tom. But yeah, we've got a baseline ball.
Crew chief David Kingston in good position there as Elliott-Smith makes it anyway. Elliott-Smith now on 20 points and 7 rebounds as Griffiths-Salter finds a bit of room inside and gets it to go. High degree of difficulty. And Griffiths-Salter makes the 2 as Edwards the other end. End-to-end stuff here. What a sequence this is.
Yeah, I think Cardiff have got to adjust this defensively. That's kind of been 4 plays in a row where a guard pass straight into that block and 1 shot. You're not even forcing Rockets to make a 2nd, 3rd pass. So Cardiff need to step up this defense. They showed much better in the first half.
Bishop, Atkin. A lot of the offense going through Jade Atkin. 6 to shoot. Griffiths-Salter puts it up, hits the top of the backboard, collects his own rebound. Shot clock's winding down though, and that's a shot clock violation. It hit the top of the backboard, didn't hit the rim, and a shot clock violation.
Yeah, absolutely. Cardiff thought it just clipped the ring, but referees deemed it to be the backboard, which actually doesn't reset your shot clock to 14, unfortunately. So, yes, a shot clock violation.
Whacks the top of the backboard, yeah.
I believe. We saw a lot of them last week against Bears.
Edwards goes for 3, no hesitation, but short. That's another thing Reading have been good at this season, is forcing teams into shot clock violations. We've seen it several times as Griffith Salter sees a bit of daylight inside, looking to drive into the teeth of the Rockets and puts it in.
Yeah, smart shot, got the mismatch on Swami, so yeah, great shot.
Griffith Salter now has 12 points, complementing the 13 from Atkin. Edwards driving it hill, breezes past her, finds Swami. Here is Elliott Smith, and a foul called. And the foul has been called on Neve Watson, who's into the game for the Archers. Barker. Bit of daylight, and Barker was going for the shot, but unselfishly stops play, so Tom Elliott-Smith can get back up. And there's something you see in wheelchair basketball quite a lot, is sportsmanship here is an all-time high.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's lovely. You know, we're all kind of looking out for each other. Nobody wants to see anyone hurt, and especially when you go over in your chair, you know, you've got to be deemed whether you're going to be hurt where you are or not. And if the referees feel that you may be, they will stop the game. We will get each other up. Yeah, it's great. It's a real nice feel that you don't really get in too many other sports.
Barker with the mid-range shot as Griffith Salter asking too much of Atkin. And the ball goes out of bounds, and that will be a Reading ball. That's turnover number 12 for the Cardiff Med Archers. Cardiff Met Archers playing out of the very impressive basketball centre they have on the banks of Cardiff University, as Elliott Smith misses the two under the basket. They get their own rebound. Here is Edwards. Edwards looking for the baseline shot, and that's money.
Yeah, great shooter in Lewis, and really unselfish basketball player as well. You look at how many times he probably could have gone to the basket and he'll just make that one more pass. Really smart, incredibly unselfish, but will always come out of a game in double figures as well.
Atkin forces a shot, hits the back iron. There's a fresh shot clock has come on as the shot clock was winding down. Now the shot clock goes to 6. Atkin misses the pass. And away come the Rockets. We haven't seen much of this in the third quarter, but the finish from Barker, you could have argued that that might have been a foul from Will Bishop. However, Barker with the finish. Barker now moves on to 15 points, 7 of 12 from the field. Griffith Salter with the ball, looking for options. Shot clock is at 9 for Cardiff. Decides to go it alone and taps wide. As Liam Barker falls hard to the floor, and an unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Will Bishop. That was a hard fall from Liam Barker as he takes his time getting up.
Yeah, he's made a strong stuff. Made a strong stuff.
And quickly, we talk about the sportsmanship there as Bishop and Barker exchange apologies and a quick joke as Liam Barker will go to the line. And for Cardiff, Steph, you know, playing, as we said, out of Cardiff Met University, obviously Sarah Wagstaff, one of her main priorities when she came over from Essex and joined the university and became part of that basketball program, one of the priorities was to actually, start a wheelchair basketball program, and it's really gone from strength to strength, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Sarah's done a great job there. I actually spent the weekend at the arena a few weeks ago at Women's League. Great place, got some time with Sarah. They built a great program there. They've got their Prem Women's team, Division 1 Women's team, Division 3 National League, Division 1 National League. So, for us as a relatively new wheelchair basketball club, it's those sorts of programs and people we look to go, hey, you're doing amazing. How do we do this? Because ultimately, we don't want to make the same errors other people do because we want to do it quicker. and we want to look to those before us to go, hey, how did you get to where you are? And Sarah and what she's done at Cardiff is a great example for us and a great club for us to look to see how they've done what they've done.
Absolutely. Her and Lucy Witt have done an absolutely incredible job. And obviously, Steph Collins, a Great Britain, former Great Britain Olympian and international, also heavily part of that programme down in South Wales. I've been many times. It's an absolutely lovely venue, lovely place to play basketball, and probably one of the friendliest welcomes as well that you will get anywhere in British basketball. 4:57 remaining in the third period. Reading lead 60-38, and quietly Reading going about their business in this third period, and not many transition baskets, so they're having to play in other forms, and that's, you know, getting buckets, you know, in the half court and, you know, winding the shot clock down, but they're doing it to great success.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked last week about kind of the process of how they're winning. It's not always about getting the win at the end, but how did we do it? And for them, when they go up next year in Prem, they're not going to have these fast break layup opportunities as much as they are now. So they are going to have to learn how they score in the half court against good pressure, against good defense. And this is a good test for them, and it's something they're going to have to bring, because that fast break, unfortunately, they're going to be matched with speed and strength come next season.
Well, they have one more home game after this, and it's on the 7th of April, where they play the London Titans second team. Of course, the London Titans first team play in the Premier Division. That's where Reading want to be. Currently 9-0 and looking good value for their 10-0 mark, as the shot there is good from Dan May. Edwards zipping along, going all the way himself. Why not? Lewis Edwards. If you can't catch me, I'm just going to go straight to the basket.
Yeah, and he does that really quick.
Barely had time to even breathe. 15 points, 9 assists, a quiet stat line stuffing afternoon for Lewis Edwards, as Hill looks to respond but misses her too. And away comes Edwards again. Edwards has to put on the brakes. Nice pass inside from Elliott Smith. Zach Geary with the finish. Geary with his first field goal. Saw the Reading bench. Big celebrations there as Zach Geary got his first points of this game. Atkin looking to respond back to Edwards. Here is Griffith Salter. Great defense from Elliott Smith. Sam Hill with the finish under the basket. Sam Hill.
Yeah, good job there by Tom. You know, we're always taught to kind of turn our chair. It's the closest position you can get to a shooter, but you do have to be careful about going into someone else's cylinder, and sometimes that's difficult when you've got your back to them to know whether you've gone into their cylinder or not. So really good discipline there by Tom.
Well, Amari couldn't quite hang onto it. I think Edwards' pass was meant for Geary, but Geary ducked. Don't know if there was a bit of miscommunication there, but it's jokes all round between the three. As Cardiff, all business, get play restarted, and here is May. Back to Holt. Holt inside, Griffith Salter with almost all of Reading's 5 on him. Just
That's definitely called sucking in the defense, I believe.
Sawami was the only player that wanted no part of that, and that's the defensive specialist. Maybe when there's 4 players on 1 player, you don't need to do anything. But
I think they've got it handled, but not because they fouled him.
But Ollie Griffith Salter instead will go to the foul line, so he did very well to get the shot up, but misses the first. It almost feels like that deserves 2 free throws and 2 scores, but unfortunately, he misses the first. 2:55 remaining in the third, and unfortunately for Griffith Salter, he misses both. But great determination from the Cardiff number 6 as Edwards has it. Edwards looking for options. Instead, he'll go it alone, puts it up, puts it in. Lewis Edwards. Likes to shoot from the wing. And that's why. And again, Reading flexing their muscles a little bit here. Atkins, Sawami with her, doesn't matter, she puts it in anyway. That's a great skill to have, especially with someone the skill set of Jade Atkin. Back to the basket, straight away turns and puts it up knowing exactly where it's going to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice read, spun baseline.
Edwards to O'Donovan. PJ O'Donovan passes it. Langway Sawami deflected away by Holt, and Liam Holt comes up with it. Now looking for options. Atkin just about collects. Nearly fouled there. She goes it alone anyway. And the rebound by Elliott Smith. Rebound number 9 for Tom Elliott-Smith. O'Donovan inside. And Reading really now ballooning this lead. Straight away, a three-pointer is money from May. That's the second three-pointer for Cardiff in this game. And you know, speak about the degree of difficulty for shooting a three, and Dan May has hit Cardiff's second.
Making it look easy as
And
well,
absolutely.
which it's not.
O'Donovan, Sawami, extra pass, 4 to shoot for Reading. Edwards, money.
Yeah, Cardiff have just got the mismatch on that side with Lewis. So there may be some defensive adjustment to make.
Griffiths-Salter finds Hill, who finds a bit of room inside. I don't think even she could believe how much room she had.
No, a rare miss.
And Sam Hill misses from 4 feet. Reading so far have this third quarter 26-19. So it's been a fairly competitive one. However, the first quarter was the one that did the damage for Reading, even though they were slow to begin with. But at the same time, Cardiff just couldn't put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rockets have done that to a lot of teams that first quarter. They've gone out firing, and it's kind of just given them that comfortable cushion. So if other quarters haven't quite gone that well, you don't really notice it.
And Lewis Edwards connects from downtown as the shot clock is turned off. That's Reading's first three-pointer in 4 attempts in this game. Looking to respond, and in kind he does. Dan May on the buzzer, second three-pointer for him. And Cardiff are just not going away. Reading lead by 23. However, Cardiff have really taken this game to the Rockets. And you know, we spoke earlier in the season how Reading have held teams here at Loddon Valley to under 40 points. Right now, 2 teams have kept Reading over, or scored over 40 points, but Cardiff right now, this is the highest mark of any team after 3 periods of play. What a performance from the Met Archers.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what we said we wanted from the beginning. We wanted a team to compete, and not to compete for a quarter, compete right to the end. You know, winning, you know, is available up to a certain point, and you've got to believe in that and keep going to what you can do and not giving up. You know, having the confidence. I mean, they've shot, what, 3 threes now? You know, if Rockets then are going to get pulled out defensively to stop that, that will create something elsewhere. And if they're not, Cardiff are going to keep shooting. So absolutely, this is a great game of basketball.
And Dan May, 3 for 3 from downtown. He has 13 points, 2 of those threes coming in the third period, including that one on the buzzer. And he's all smiles right now. Why not as well? Jade Atkin has 15. Ollie Griffiths-Salter has 14. Leading the way for the Rockets, Tom Elliott-Smith has 20 points, 9 rebounds. As Lewis Edwards leading all scorers right now with 22 points, 10 assists. Averaging a triple-double this season. He's 6 rebounds shy of that mark if he really wants to. Dan May just letting his teammates know on the bench that he's letting it fly, and he's full of confidence right now. You can see a huge smile on his face. He's really enjoying himself out there.
Absolutely, you know, he's a shooter. He'd be like, "Give me the ball," and again, you bring that other dynamic of a perimeter shot. Rockets will have to adapt their defense. You can't just sit in the key with a guy shooting like that. So you suddenly pull someone out, and you'll get gaps opening up.
And there he is again for three, but this time heat check, airballs that. So big smile on May's face. There was only one thing on his mind when he collected that ball, wasn't there?
Absolutely.
Why not?
Exactly. Shoot. I said it last week over again. Shooters have got to shoot, you know.
Reece Barker. Reading, though, still hold a comfortable margin. They just need to execute in this fourth period as they aim for 10-0. Here is Liam Barker looking to do just that, in and out. And Hill with the rebound. That's Sam Hill's 5th rebound of this game. As Sawami with the foul, and neither team have been in any foul trouble. No real team fouls to speak of in this game thus far. Then again, I might have just cursed that, as we haven't even played a minute of the fourth. That's the first team foul of this quarter. I hope that that doesn't work. Here is Griffith Salter, finds a bit of room, but Reece Barker anticipates perfectly what he was going to do. But a poor pass from Liam Barker, and PJ O'Donovan has to throw it up, stolen by Hill, and a foul. Play getting kind of choppy, but scrappy here at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. A kind of... Well, you were just talking about fouls, I believe.
Second team foul for the Rockets.
Just fouled out.
And foul on, I think that was on Mo Alamari. Yeah, that was his 4th foul, so that's 5th foul, so he's going to have to come out. This commentator's curse thing really has to stop, doesn't it? I know.
I mean, that's tough on Mo. You know, we had Liam's poor pass, really deep. And that long pass over the half is a tough one.
Absolutely, yeah.
So Mo would be positioning himself just over the half to minimise the 8-second call. But you're looking one way. What you're not able to see is where the defender is. You know, and Sam Smart came over, kind of picked it off him, and Mo hit a chair. So it's a tough pass when it's such a long one over. It gives a defender a long time to read it and to adjust and get in front of it, which is exactly what Sam did.
Absolutely, but it's a tough thing to do, because, you know, what do? You either commit the 8-second violation. It was a pass that was deflected by Barker, so PJ O'Donovan had to, like, heave it to the half court so it could go over the timeline. And as you say, it's just one of those unfortunate situations for the Rockets, and Mo Alamari will now head to the bench. 2 points on 1-for-1 shooting, 2 rebounds and an assist, and he fouls out of this game. But Reading right now missing Maddie Martin and Chloe Vivash for personal reasons today. Still lead 73-50. And even though Alamari has checked out, you know, Tom Elliott-Smith, Lewis Edwards and Liam Barker doing the damage pretty much like they've done all season long for Reading.
Yeah, they're a tough trio. I think, you know, when you go against teams, you'll scout them, you'll know who they've got, but unless you've got a 3 players on your team that can match up against them, it's really difficult, because, you know, if it's 1 and 2 players, you may help off certain players to cover drives and to jump shots, but it's really difficult when you've got 3 of them. Kind of, who do you lead? Who do you cover off to go and give help to another defender? Because wherever you cover off, they're going to punish you somewhere. So they're a really difficult trio to match up against.
Few players from the Worthing Thunder have arrived here at Loddon Valley after this game. Reading Rockets take on the Worthing Thunder. If you want to hop on over to the Basketball England YouTube channel, game starts at 4 p.m. with coverage starting from around 3:50. Edwards driving to the hoop, gets it to go. That's pretty from Lewis Edwards.
Yeah, so smart. You see how quickly he we call it turn in the corner. Really smart. And it's all about timing as well, because you do that too early and cause the contact, it actually is called an offensive foul.
And the answer at the other end from Ollie Griffith-Salter, who's having a fantastic game here today. 16 points, 5 rebounds and 3 assists for the Cardiff Met Archers. Barker putting the moves on. And here is Edwards. Sawami couldn't quite hang on to the pass. Rebecca Ganley into the game for the first time for Cardiff, the number 7. As Coach Matthews now giving all players some minutes, and here is Ganley on the ball. Ganley with no hesitation, and she puts it in. Becca Ganley from the baseline. Big smile on her face. First field goal for her. Edwards. Looking for options. Sawami again can't quite hang on to it, and it's stolen away from Liam Holt. Liam Holt now. Griffith Salter looking for options. 10 on the shot clock. Ganley from the other baseline puts it up, but couldn't quite get the full. How about Rebecca Ganley getting some confidence and getting some good shooting time here?
Yeah, definitely. She's a talented player. I get to watch her at the Division 1 Women's League. She's in the Prem Cardiff team, so she can play. And to play with confidence is great to see.
Majority of the women playing today in this Cardiff team actually play for the Met Archers in the Women's Premier League, and really talented group of players plying their trade also in Division 1. Of course, there is a Women's Premier League player for Reading, Maddie Martin, playing for Loughborough, but not here today, as the miss there from Holt. Edwards. Edwards looking for options, finds it in PJ O'Donovan. Lewis Edwards telling PJ O'Donovan, why didn't you shoot that, as Edwards has it along the baseline. 2 to shoot, they've got to put up something, Reading, and the finish there from Barker, just. Reading leads 77-54. Hill can't quite hang on to it, and away come the Rockets. 15 turnovers for the Archers. Barker, O'Donovan has a bit of room, has to put up the shot, and puts it in. PJ O'Donovan. Something that we see in the second team quite a lot. Now PJ O'Donovan doing it here in Division 1.
Yeah, absolutely. PJ's really put the work in at training. Really nice to see him becoming a more confident, vocal player on the court as well. You watch now, he's talking to his teammates, telling them where he is, and that's something that's really improved in him this year.
And the steal there as Reading come away in transition. Lewis Edwards gets bumped, puts it in anyway. And a steal there as Edwards now comes up with it, as Reading now are really breezing away. Edwards, a 3, not good. Oh, that would have been the dagger there, as Barker is foul Sam Hill, as he looked for the steal. 81-54 with 5:12 remaining in this game.
Liam picking up his second foul. Probably a bit frustrated about that. Thought he got the clean steal, but referee didn't agree with him.
May. Zach Geary playing defense on May. Can't quite find any options. Finds it in Hill anyway. Gets it to go, and a foul. Cardiff not going away.
Not at all. You know, Sam Hill, super talented player, regularly getting double figures in these National League Division 1 games. So great to see her getting going in this fourth.
Absolutely. Sam Hill now with a chance at the line. She's a relatively decent three-throw shooter for Cardiff, is Sam Hill. Again, another one of the Women's Premier League players. Misses the resulting free throw. 81-56, over halfway through this fourth quarter. Barker behind the back, pretty pass. Lewis Edwards, all the time in the world, strings it. Beautiful team basketball from the Rockets. 4:34 remaining. Inside, Griffith Salter responds, and again, Cardiff not going away. Certainly been one of Reading's toughest tests here at home this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, they'll be thankful for it. You know, they don't really enjoy the games where they're not pushed and pressured and having to work. You know, they work really hard in the week on things, and then when you go into a game, you kind of haven't really got to do them because you're just scoring at will. It's not what they want, and they know it's not good preparation for next year.
Hill under the basket, but her body was almost contorted there. She had a kind of her back turned to the basket, right underneath. But Cardiff will get the ball back. Fresh 14 on the clock. Or excuse me, yeah, 14 on the clock. Could have sworn that was going to be a fresh 14, but it is. 4:01 remaining. Williams. Callum Williams driving along the baseline. Nice pass inside. And the finish from Liam Holt. Great patience, though, from Callum Williams, the pride of South Wales.
Yeah, sort of poor defense from Rockets there, lack of communication on who had the cover, which ultimately left to no cover.
And here is Williams again, getting the rebound off the miss from Sawami. And here again is Griffith Salter, instead puts on the brakes. Here is May. 8 to shoot for Cardiff. May, Griffith Salter. Griffith Salter, mid-range, no good. Hill coming along the baseline for the rebound. And Edwards collects the loose change. Edwards now 7 rebounds. He's 3 rebounds short of a triple-double. That basket won't count way after the whistle. 28 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds for Lewis Edwards today. And he's had 2 triple-doubles already here at the Valley this season. He's aiming for a third.
Yeah, always. He's super competitive. But not in a greedy way, you know, he'll come out with those numbers and you don't say, oh, you know, he shot everything, he never passed. He doesn't. As I said, he's so unselfish, but will always come out with great numbers. You know, you look at how many assists he has, it shows he finds his teammates, he distributes the ball to the right people as well. That's smart basketball. Shot
clock was winding down there for O'Donovan. Geary and Williams battled for the loose ball, and a foul has been called. And it's going to go against Callum Williams. Bit of 6 on one, half a dozen of the other, but either way, referee thought that Callum Williams with the foul, and here is Edwards going for 30, and he gets 30. A 30-piece for the Rockets, number 10. Hill over Barker, gets it to go. Action fast and furious here at the Valley.
Great to see Cardiff playing right to the end. You know, we have something saying kind of, is winning available? Okay, winning's not available now, but where's your wins? What are you still trying to do? Are you still trying to stop their break? Are you trying to make Rockets not catch it on the block? And you can see that Cardiff are clearly still trying to get their little wins because they're not stopping, they're not giving up, they're not slowing down. They are still working on the things they know they need to work on.
Shot clock winding down for Sawami as Reading, who average close to 47 points in transition this season here at Loddon Valley, have 21 points in transition here today. So Cardiff have done their job in that sense, but do trail 85-62. And speaking of transition, Reading looking to punch those numbers up. Here is Edwards, dumps it off, Barker inside, and a foul, and you can see what it means to Liam Barker as he gets a quick slap on the wrist, excuse me, from Dan May. He's going to go to the line for the bonus. That's quite an interesting statistic, Steph, isn't it? 45 points, roughly, Reading average in transition here at the Valley. That's a heck of a lot of points, but they've only scored 23 points here today.
Yeah, which shows that Cardiff have learnt from when they played them before. And credit to Cardiff as well, because in the away fixture, we didn't have Lewis playing, which we know what he's brought. So that addition, and they've managed to keep this game closer than before. I think they'll be really happy with their performance, because in theory, we would have, on paper, been expecting a bigger win with the team that Rockets have got now.
Entering the final 90 seconds of this game, and Reading looking to put the icing on a Sunday afternoon cake as Lewis Edwards lays it up and in. Reading cementing their place at the top of the Division 1 South table. 9-0 at the moment, and they're looking to do the double over the Cardiff Met Archers. But for Cardiff, nothing to be ashamed of here today. They have put in a heck of a shift. This has been probably the most competitive game at the Valley, without question, this season, as Elliott Smith with the score. And it's a 28-point lead, but it just, as we mentioned, I know I sound like a broken record, it just doesn't reflect the action we've seen here today.
No, it doesn't, and it shows how competitive Cardiff had been. They've been stretching their defence out, they've been stopping chairs. So they've done a great job, and that's what we wanted to see. We want to see these guys challenged. That's exactly what we want to see. We don't want to just let them push down the court and finish.
There'll be a substitution momentarily. I think Sam Hill
took a tough fall there.
She did, yeah, and she now will check out Jade Atkin, who I think was resting for the majority of this game, has had to come in for the Archers and will take her spot at the foul line. And we talk about earlier in the fourth quarter how there hasn't really been much foul trouble, team foul trouble, and now we say that Reading, with 49.3 seconds remaining, are entering the penalty. So that commentator's curse really needs to just go away. It really does. Either way, Jade Atkin will head to the foul line for the Archers. What a performance she has put in here today. 16 points now, 3 rebounds, and 6 for 13 shooting today.
And the thing is, for Jade, she does that consistently. You look at all the scorecards from their games this year. She's such a consistent player. She doesn't have these games with 16 and then 6. She is constantly up there on double figures. So an incredible player, and one that I know Rockets were preparing for, looking at how she plays and wanting to slow her down. So that's credit to her that the team had to do that.
As the shot clock isn't quite turned off yet. There's only a couple of seconds differential between shot clock and game clock. But it's fairly academic now as Cardiff wind the clock down. As Atkin has it over Sawami, rattles one in. Shot clock now officially off, and Reading will complete the season double over a competitive Cardiff Met Archers team, and it's a perfect 10 for the Reading Rockets here today in front of their home crowd here at Loddon Valley. They have defeated the Cardiff Met Archers 94-67 as Lewis Edwards, 2 rebounds shy of a triple-double, 34 points, 13 assists, 5 steals, and 8 rebounds. Tom Elliott Smith, 11 for 14 from the field, 22 points, 9 rebounds for him, elusively missing out on that double-double by a single rebound. Liam Barker, 21 points and 9 assists for him. For the Cardiff Met Archers, leading the way, Ollie Griffiths-Salter with 20 points, 6 rebounds, and Jade Atkin with 18 points and 3 rebounds. Both teams shooting over 50% from the field, so high degree of accuracy from both sides, but Reading coming up trumps here today. 65% from the field for their win.
Yeah, a great game of basketball we've just witnessed, and one I was really hoping for. I think we've been waiting kind of, it feels like weeks and weeks and weeks and months for a team to come out here and really compete against us. And yes, fine, the Rockets team are beating everybody in the league, but it's now, I think, looking at who can get the closest to them. You could either come out here and just go, well, he's going to shoot well and she's going to shoot well, but actually Cardiff came out and didn't make it easy. Fine, I know we said the score doesn't reflect it. That was no easy win for the Rockets. Apart from a few transition kind of points early on in the game, they made the Rockets team work for everything, made them have to move the ball to other people, and that's exactly what you want to see them doing. So absolute credit to Cardiff, and I thank them personally for competing against the Rockets and giving us a great game to commentate as well.
Absolutely, it was a fun game, no doubt about it, here on the Reading Rockets YouTube channel. And my thanks to Steph Johnson. It's been an absolute delight having you on board. I've been John Hobbs. Don't forget to come on over to the Basketball England YouTube channel, where starting from around 3:50, we'll bring you coverage of the Reading Rockets league game in NBL 1 as they take on the Worthing Thunder. From me, John Hobbs, have a pleasant afternoon, everyone. And if you're heading over to the Basketball England YouTube channel, I'll hear from you shortly.